All right, everyone. We're going to get going here. I'm going to have to briefly mute Mr. Wonderful here. No, they see he's still there. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another exciting day of FileMaker training. We are busily producing videos, producing sample files, and to be honest with you, we kind of embarrassed Nick yesterday because he kind of had an in-flight malfunction. So he went back and worked on a demo and made it even better. So it's going to be pretty amazing. I want to welcome everyone here. We did get a lot of people suggesting content for upcoming videos, so let's talk about that real quick. This broadcast is being sponsored by fmtraining.tv, where we bring you the latest, greatest FileMaker training at cost-effective prices. If you want to help support the channel, we recommend that you press the bundle button here. Make sure you purchase one of the two training courses here. If you happen to be active duty or retired military, send us an email and we will get you set up totally for free. That's what when we do our vets like that, we take care of them. Even if they're not retired, but they're out or they're current active duty. We set up a Marine yesterday. I don't know if he's here or not, but we set him up. He's got the whole thing. So once again, we are broadcasting live in 1080. That's high definition on Twitch and YouTube. You can watch in either location. Make sure that you set it for high definition. And then if you have questions, you can post them here and I will hand them off to Nick. And then Nick hopefully is going to come and visit us here shortly. We did see him steal all the quarters out of the game. So you opened the hatch and stole the quarters, Nick. So that's not good. So. We saw you in there pilfering the piggy bank. I'm like, what the hell? So yeah. So welcome, Bunny. You've been missing. You missed yesterday. Yesterday was the pinball. So yeah, this is Nick Hunter. Welcome everyone. For those of you who don't know who Nick, real quick, Nick Hunter is a user interface design expert. He actually has more FileMaker experience than I do, which is kind of epic. 35 years of FileMaker work. He worked for about 5 or 6 years at Apple doing user interface work, worked with the FileMaker team there, has a lot of inside knowledge. He's a specialist in user interface design and also performance issues, maximum performance. So today, really, the last couple days, the last 3 days, today is day 3 of a 3-day broadcast. It's mostly about performance and doing finds that are really fast and using relationships to help with that. And then tomorrow, Thursday and Friday will be more about just user interface issues, I think, for the most part. And then, like I said, I recommend for everyone here, if you have a question or idea about a class, it's great that you posted here, but send an email to support because when we're in flight here, it's the Twitch stuff, it gets lost really fast. You ready to go? You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. So first of all, before we start, I got. Do you see my screen here? Do you see
good Lord,
sharing?
Nick.
Okay. So yeah, no. Yesterday, people are asking me. They ping me on LinkedIn. Actually, it's a good way to talk to me. Find me on LinkedIn, and they ask me about the pinball stuff. So if you want to buy a pinball or whatever. It's not that expensive actually. You can have a good pinball for $200-$300. Go to this website Pinside, and then you can even find me with this name here, INXSF06. This is my name on Pinside. It's kind of the Facebook for pinball people. Okay, so that's what I want to show. But I want to come back. I don't know. People asked me about this. You remember last week? People asking for a custom WebDirect page, like this one, right? So, people were asking for FMI for a kind of a custom page, this page. So they want to customize this page on WebDirect. So that means the landing page. We call that the landing. So FileMaker gave the ability to modify this page. But as I said 2 weeks ago, last week, this is obsolete totally. Why? It's because FileMaker came with a better and a more elegant solution. We call that the home URL technique. Let me explain. Let's say you have a website, and then when you click on the button here, you have a platform sign in, and you want to land into a WebDirect page. So you go and you go to a WebDirect page, and then you log in. Now here we are in the WebDirect page. So and you want to log in here, and you want to okay, so see, we are in WebDirect. And then when you want to log out, you want to go back to another page. You don't want to go back to the FileMaker page. You want to go back to the page or the original page. When you click logout, you go back to where you started. So you skip completely this page here. So how you do that? In your address, when you click here, as you can see here, the address has the traditional WebD, FMI/WebD, and the name of the file. Okay, this is traditional. And then you add in your URL this parameter here, $home URL equal, and then you put the URL you want. For example, if here I'm removing this, I'm saying, okay, I say learn FileMaker. If I do this, right? So if I launch this, I log in, and I do this, and then I log out, right? What happened? I land here, like by magic. So that was kind of the a little aparté that I want to do about WebDirect stuff.
Okay, yeah, because that was part of that question. That question was asked, and we never really quite answered it. I don't know if that person's here or not, or who that was. So
yeah,
right.
But,
Okay, so you're going to start this, Nick. I'm going to go look at the questions. Especially Ed wrote a book and a half in here, and I need to dig that out. So you work on this. If you need me, yell at me.
Yesterday I got caught like a rookie because during the demonstration I built. This is the name of the field I built when I built the sample file last week, when I built it from scratch. And then during yesterday during the demo, I added those two fields, and I got confused by this name and this name. They are exactly the same. Just I added the pipe here, and I was constantly referring to this one when I should have referred to this one here. So that's why my demonstration didn't work. But I worked on the demonstration to have multiple. So here we have one, so that means you can select one department and one city, okay? But the question was, can we select multiple of them, okay, multiple department? And the question is, yes, you can do it very easily. So this is the field that this here is going to drive this field here, right? This global. So for the moment, I say one because I want to see all of them. But if I go here and I start selecting 1, 2, and 3, so let me put this field on the side here. Then you guys can see what happened here. So when I select 1, I have this coming, 2, 3, 4. So I'm selecting, and of course I can unselect. See, unselect, 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 unselect. So now I have those 4. If I click validate, or if I click outside of the popover, then I filter here. As you can see here, see, for example, I show all. So if I'm selecting this 3 here, and I have 5,003 record, if I validate, or if I click outside the popover, I have 47 now, okay, because this is what I asked for. As you can see here, so I wanted to show you that when I say design is driving everything, is because now you have a clear understanding of what's happening, because when you do the right thing. For example, here I'm not showing in the filter. I'm not showing the 4. I'm not showing the 4 selected department here. I'm not selecting here. because this will get too much of the real estate just for a filter. A filter is not the main information that you want to see in the layout. Filter are tools. You want to put them in the toolbox. You don't want them to be exposed to the people. So what you do here, you put the title here, and the title is the last one you select, and you indicate the user that you have 5 others selected. See, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but that's okay. There's finance plus 5. You understand immediately that you have more than one selection. Finance plus 5, and if you roll over what's the name? You hover the mouse. You have the tooltip showing you all the 6 departments selected. Okay, so this is what happened when you have a great UI. It's simple to use. It's self-explanatory. You don't have to teach the people how to use this, right? And it looks good, right? Okay, so and it's not that difficult to do. So what I want to show you guys here is how I'm doing the selection and the unselection, because this is the crucial. Selecting something is easy, but removing something from a list like that, it's another thing. It's another story. Okay, so how I'm doing this. So here you have a script, and you can see here I have a if kind of statement here on the script. If in my filter I found the ID department. That means if what I select is already there, that means this one, for example, is already there, then you do this. If it's not there, you do this. Okay, so if it's there or if it's not there. So if it's there, here what you do. You need to declare. You need to use a let statement. So that also, Richard, we need to make to have a course on the let statement, because this is, you cannot do anything advanced in FileMaker if you don't master let statement. I mean, if you want to go to play in the court of adults, you need to learn the let statement. Don't worry, I'm going to make that clear for you, and you will say, that's it, that this is what let statement is doing. Yes, it's very simple to use. So I'm declaring that the depth ID, the department ID, this is the department ID I need to look for. And then what you do here, you do a substitute. But the problem is, when you use a substitute to remove something, you have multiple case scenario. First of all, you have the first one. The first one is this. You have the first case. This is the first case, is when it's the first. This is when it's in the middle, right? This is when is and this is when is the last, because otherwise you have what's the name? You have issues selecting. So I'm not going to explain that today because it takes too long. But obviously we can make also a course on the substitute kind of function, because this is extremely powerful. The substitute, I'm using that all the time because it does really, really great things. So this is also something you guys need to learn about. So this is how it works. So when you click here, you see you add and you remove, and then you have all. Okay, so it's very, very simple thing here. So yesterday also we talked about indexes. Okay, so I want to come back a little bit on the indexes, because it's very important that we understand how indexes works. But also, yesterday we talked about somebody asked for a filter that can be contained and not start with. This filter here, this filter here, you need to have the exact name matching. You know, you need to have the exact name matching. Hold on. See, you need the exact name matching to get the thing working. You need loss authors. If you don't put the exact name, right, it doesn't work. So you can't put a partial name, right, and look for all the loss into a relationship. It won't work. It must match exactly. So there's a technique here that I'm going to show you, but I want to put a big warning before. Okay, this technique must be used extremely cautiously. So it's very slippery, and you can do a disaster if you don't know how to use it. It's not because it's slippery that I won't explain that to you. Why? It's because it's extremely powerful, and you guys deserve to know all the possibility of FileMaker and also all what advanced user knows. I want to bring that to you. Okay, so what we do to get pretty much this. Here I have a portal, and I want to filter the portal. Right. Oh, first of all, before I start, I want to show you guys that I'm not cheating. There is no filters. No filters. Okay? Because if you use a filter to do what I'm going to do with 80,000 record on the other side, you can meet your best friend here, which is this. This is your best friend. Meet your best friend if you want to do that with a filter. Okay? meaning so you need to have this guy, and you need to learn this guy, because this guy and actually, you know, it's good because actually you can buy a pinball, and while you do a filter, you can play pinball while you do the filter, because it's this is what you're going to get. So that's why I want to show you that. I want all the first name and last name containing, I'm saying containing, and I repeat, containing EV, okay? I click outside, and I have all the EV. Vance, Reeves, Steven, Cleveland, I have EV. How this can be so fast with 80,000 record on the other side. 80,000 record is not small, okay?
Okay.
It's not small.
I do have a question. I know you're
Yes.
trying to get to the end of this, but David did ask a question real quick. Is there a custom function for multi-selection? But yours is simpler and empowers, is what he says. Or there is a cut. Oh, no, he's not saying is there. He says there is a custom function for multi-selection, but yours is simpler and empowers.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, you know what? I don't. Okay. Obviously, I am a guy that use a lot of custom functions, but if you look, so okay, I'm going to open a file, but I'm going to open later. But custom function must be simple, otherwise they don't work very well. And I appreciate that. I think it's when you have the possibility to have an action, like you click somewhere, you click. I prefer to use scripts instead of function. Why? It's because you can master, you can drive it easier. Okay, so here, yeah, this is the key. Is just the substitute is doing that? Just this, okay? So that's why. Okay, I'm going to anyway. Look, I'm going to give you guys this file will be available to you today, and then you can just copy paste what I'm doing. You don't even need to know how it works. You know, just replace by your own. Just replace that by your own ID, and that's it. It works. Okay, but thank you. I appreciate the compliment. So you know, so let's say I want Eve. Okay, let's say I want a log and NE, for example. Okay, no, it's not working that way, but I want log, you know, or I want GAN N-E. See? GAN, N-E. So how you do that? How you do something that's that fast, because it is fast, right? You use a relationship for that. But that's a trick. And this is where the things start to be slippery. Okay? Is you go to the contact and here what happens. So yesterday, so we talk about indexes. Here what you do, because FileMaker is using exactly the same technique internally. When what I'm going to demonstrate is nothing else than doing your own indexing. Instead of FileMaker has this as the index inside the its belly. Inside the belly of the file you have the index, right? We are going to build our own index, okay, like this. So as you can see, the index is pretty much all the possibility, G, GR, GREAD, GREM, GREME, and then you tab with the E, because you have the G, and you start E, and you start R, and you start E, and you start again, and until you go to the last. You see how it works? This is how what's the name? Index works.
Okay,
And
stop. Just stop for a second. I'm going to take a timeout. For those of you watching the conversation on YouTube, Ed was asking a question, and this is the same thing, Ed. So what you have to do, and this is for those of you, Ed had a situation where he wanted to be able to search through the middle of the word, right? So like you have, see, like right here, you have, it's explode. It's the term for this is exploding out the text. You start with text, it explodes out all the possible permutations of it. So I'm not sure. Nick, are you doing a custom function for this one?
yes, I have a custom function.
Okay, so if you want to tell us which custom function, I posted a custom function for Brian Dunning. Which one is this? Because this solves Ed's problem. All right, so you created. Okay, we're going to give you this file so you can use this one if you want.
So,
but the idea is that he was trying to get searches out of the middle of the text, not at the beginning of the word, right? So this solves that problem. So yeah, there's the explode right there. So that's a term, and we don't, just because it's kind of a hypothetical explosion, but you're ripping all the permutations of that string apart. And so that's so this is for Ed too. So yes, there you go, Ed.
Okay, so here this custom function was made before the while. Okay, before this function. I'm going to rewrite it with the while, but for now you can use it what we call tail recursive. So I made it self-explanatory. The length of the while, if it's 0, that means if it's empty, do nothing. Then you have the number of characters. Okay, you don't need to understand what's going on here. Just use it the way I used it. So here you have a good example. We call that index here. So what I'm doing here is this. So I'm doing index. My custom function arrives like that. Then you say the word you want and the number of character. So let me show you how it works. Okay, we go to the data view right here. Just index. So yeah, I called it index because explode. I don't like the word. So so let's say I have Nick here, okay, and I want to explode it with 1 character, but sometime you don't need that much. You say I want 2 characters, or I want 3 or 4. So you limit. So if you have my full name, okay, and you want to explode that with 1 or 2, you limit. See, more you ask, more you limit. If you say every 10 character, so you limit your possibility of searching, but you are limiting also the size of the file of the field. So here see here the problem now. So I tell you something, Richard. I don't know if you can see the size of this file on the server. if you can look for and tell us what the size of this file. But this file, just because I did that, got inflated like significantly. Okay, so that means why is because you are stressing the FileMaker itself doing that. That's why I'm telling you right now, the caution, the slippery is here. You cannot do that on all the fields. And you cannot do that if in the field you have, let's say, five paragraph of text. If you have hundreds of thousands of words into your field, the indexing, first of all, you will arrive at one point, you will arrive that you will have a question mark instead of the result, because you go to the limit of the storage, of the number of storage of the character into the maximum storage character in a field. Okay, and then also what you do, you are stressing the index, because my index here, your own index, FileMaker has to index it. So out of this, FileMaker is doing his own index as well. That means that inflates the file. That means you don't want to do that like for everything. It's good for names. It's good for emails, for example. I don't recommend for a full address, but maybe a city, for example. You want to target a city. You want to target a name.
Yeah,
okay.
in Ed's case, he had a primary key where they used to construct the primary key with like a year on the front and then some other stuff, and it was all like in one block of text, like a 12-character key. The problem is that then they rearranged how that key was done, and so he has to be able to search kind of from the middle of the word, right? So I think for him, it's perfect.
Yeah.
And so it might add a little bit to the size of the file, but
Yeah.
if your solution is it don't work, right? There's some slang for bad English, but if it don't work, then you do what it takes to make it work, and if it makes the file bigger, well, that's why they have bigger hard drives that you can buy for your solution. I hate to break it to you, so
that's what I was saying. It's slippery. You need to use that with cautious, because also you need to know something about indexing. That's why we'll talk about that. Each time you create a new record and you type Nick and Hunter, you can see the index, my index is building up here, right? So each time you do that, then FileMaker has to modify the current index, which is huge already. So it takes time. This takes time to process. Okay, so
yeah, Nick, use it selectively. We got that. All right.
Okay.
I do have a question, Daryl Hampton. I am curious about the buttons at the top, all active, interactive, archive, filter button. Is it driven with a script? Question mark.
This one?
Yeah. Well,
or this one?
Nah. See, it says all vertical pipe active, vertical pipe inactive, vertical pipe archive, filter bar, wherever the filter bar. Oh, Nick, over here. Yeah, that.
Yeah, this. Oh, yeah. This is. They're all with script actually. This is script, and this is the same script actually. Actually, okay. Here, what I wanted to do, I wanted to show you guys multiple ways to display filters, and for some, like let's say, okay, obviously, I cannot show that with bars like that. Otherwise, the bar will be large like two screens, right? But when you have 3, 4, see it when it fits, you can use this kind of a UI. When you have a list, it's better to have a list. And here it's one selection, it's one on-off, let's say on-off, okay? So that's why a checkbox, but all of them are triggering the same script. Actually, they're triggering the same script step, which is this one. they all go to the related record. They all use this using the same occurrence. This one, here, go to related record account self. Here, go to related record account self. Here, go to related record account self. They all do the same thing. Okay, so it's just a difference of how they look. You can use that as a selection, but because this is kind of this UI here, this object, what's the name? Building is iOS like. You find this in most iOS, but you find it you find this also in the Mac now. Like if you go to the App Store, I'm pretty sure you can see things like that. I don't know if I can find one. Anyway, so there's plenty of those on the Mac world. It doesn't mean that you cannot use them on the PC world. I like this too. Those are tabs, so that is going back to the it is a hack kind of session we had last week about object design. This is a tab that looks differently, but it's a tab, pretty much. It's a button bar, like it looks like differently. It's this object. It's the same object as this one, but it looks differently, right? That's it. It's a button bar. So see, I can show you button bar. It's a button bar setup. So yeah. So anyway, you guys will get this file, so you will be able to play with it. So and now, so I want to switch to unless you have we have other question, Richard.
No, I'm looking at it. I'm just actually solving a lot of problems here. Yeah. So I mean, Ed, if you want to. Yeah, I mean, my Ed still was playing with. Someone suggested Flex Search, but he tried that, but he's having a hard time getting it going. What I would, my suggestion would be is that if you're really trying to get this going and it's not working, get a little bit of coaching time set up with probably Art Savea or Brian, one of the two folks there, or even Masha. We have some really good FileMaker coaches that could help you with this, Ed. But basically, at this point, we've taken kind of this. Basically, you have to explode your field and then do a find against that field, right? And so, yeah. So,
and what I want to, that's a good opportunity for me to jump on something here. That's why we came at RCC. We came with this lean design concept. When something is not working, is because something is too heavy. It's heavy. That's why we call that lean. Because when something is heavy, you have a hard time to make it work.
Well,
okay?
He might. Well, when I say doesn't work, I don't think he says it's going slow. I just don't think it works at all.
No. It's not. I'm not talking about performance here. I'm talking about just getting something working. It works because it's simple and light.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So look, man. I just want to show all of this, which is kind of super advanced. Multiple selection and multiple, accumulating filtering, and all of this with this. Look, 4 lines scripts, 6, 8, 6. See all my scripts. Do you see 20 line, 50 line, 60 line script with loops? With stuff like that? No, you don't see anything. And even my calculation, even the custom function, look, custom function, what it is, this is it, right? It's simple, it's lean, it's light. And even this, can you imagine this? I have one script step, this one, that's it. I refresh the portal. That's all what I'm doing. I refresh the portal. That's it. I do this, and look, I'm not lying to you. I click outside and I have refresh portal. That's it. That's my script to do this, right? So it works because I'm using what FileMaker has the most robust and the most powerful element feature of FileMaker is Draco. So we call that Draco. Draco is the database engine, is the relationship, is the calculations. This is, each time you call this, you call Draco. This is this works at the nanosecond. This it's a millionth of a second. This works at the thousandth of second, millisecond. Okay, so the scripts. So scripts is it's 100,000 times less powerful than the Draco. So everything you can switch to Draco, it's good. So let me the lean design is you must work on how to get things simple. Otherwise, you will never get anything done. I mean, really working well, working like, oh my gosh, this work very well. No, like this technique here. Right? So let me switch to the topic of today because actually we are off topic so far.
Yeah, we're off in the weeds pretty far. So why don't we
Yeah.
get back to that?
Yeah. Okay. So, but it was interesting to see all those things, right? It's not what we are wasting our time here. So now we saw the technique of the quick find. You remember the quick find? This is the technique I demonstrate this on Monday. We saw the go to red record. You know, we saw, and now I want to show you how both combine. Let me show you. So first, let's reset everything. So I want, for example, this department, this city, inactive, and within this, I want to search EGE. Oh, I mean, I think I have her. Yeah, that's why I was. So this is a good demonstration. See, I was
of what not
yeah.
to do, right? Of what not
Okay,
to
so
do.
yeah, because okay, actually, I arrived to the point where I need to explain that. Quick find, you can see here you have green. So first of all, to show this magnifier here, you need to go to View, Show, Quick Find. Here, if you don't have this, you don't see it. So it's not on by default, which is a mistake they made at FileMaker. So show quick find, okay? Show quick find is very important. You can see here I have orange, and here I have green. Green means it's local. I'm searching in the current table of the current occurrence of the layout. This means it's a related record, right? It's through the contact. So when you have the green, when you have the orange, hear what FileMaker said to you. When you hover the mouse, okay. Oh, I think I need to do it here. Okay. Field is searchable via quick find. Search might take a while. That's what happened to me. Okay, when I search for this, if I search for this, for example, see, you have the spinning wheel, you know, our best friend spinning wheel, right? So because this is on, so when you see something orange and you are using the quick find technique, you need to make sure you deactivate those fields from the quick find, and you will see the difference immediately. So let's reset everything. Okay. So I search for accounting, search for San Francisco active, and I search for MOL. So, okay. SIT. Oh, what happened? Why is it not working?
That's fine. Take a moment. Everyone take
No,
a breath.
I don't know why he says that all the time. Okay, so what did I do? What did I do wrong? I don't know. So if the demo doesn't work, I mean, I'm kind of in big to do.
Nick, you focus on that, and I'm going to answer a question for
yeah,
someone
I
else.
don't know.
You work. Shh, hush. You have to work and do quiet so I can answer this question over here. So you figure out your problem. All right. So this is from. I don't even know how to pronounce the name. It's LALIT, Lault, I guess Lault. He's asking a question about UUID, which is normally a text function. It returns text and numbers versus get UUID number. He says, Clara says it may improve performance of operations based on relationships. That is a true statement. That performance testing was done by, did a day where we talked about, it was Hansa Day. I can go find the link for you folks, but there's this developer, really great guy in Czechoslovakia, or the Czech Republic now. He's a company called 24U. They make some really interesting hardware integrations, and he basically does a lot of really interesting performance testing. And he verified that get UID number, if you have a choice, just use that as opposed to the text. A number field will run a relationship marginally faster. If you have 500 or 1,000 records, it doesn't make any difference whatsoever. But if you have like millions of records, and it becomes then you start to see the performance improvement. So if you have a very large file. So Nick, are you good now?
Yeah, because yesterday I modified the script to do a demo.
That's
but
fine.
I forgot to put it back. So okay.
Hey, stop. Everyone knows that you suck and you're not very good. So why don't you just continue?
But most of what I'm doing here is without the net. I mean, so it's can happen. But it happened because
you said without a net. What do you think I am? I'm a giant freaking net over here. That's when you blow it, I start talking about other stuff, right?
Okay. So let's thank you for that. So let's say I want asset management.
I am the net. I am the net. I am the net. Right.
Okay.
So, all right.
So I want asset management inside the active, and inside this selection, I want to search for ADI, for example. Okay. So you see the difference between before and now. Now is instant. When I was disactivated, it was slow to death, right? Now is instant. So and it's a good demonstration that you need, if you want to use if you want to use this technique here of the quick find technique, you need to make sure that you deactivate all the orange. Okay, orange not good. Okay, so here you can see you have a different filters. So you have, and you can see you want only URLs, for example. Okay, and you say, okay, I want all the corporation, all the corp. Okay, up, you have one. Now I'm going to show you that my filter, that my stuff works, because I say, okay, I want all, and I want corp. I have much more. If I say, if I say this and this active, I say corp, I have much less. Oops. Spell it correctly. I have much less. I have 2. So that means you can have 4 cumulative filters and a search, and it still works super fast. And you don't, what's the name? You use the same techniques. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Okay, now let me explain what happens here. Okay. When this is where it starts to be crusty. So as you can see, you remember, you need to watch the video of yesterday to understand what I'm going to tell you right now. But
okay, that's fine. And then let me ask one question here then, because this, I don't know if everyone's watching all 3 days. This is the 3rd day of this. I really didn't explain that very well because I was distracted with the pinball at the beginning of the video. But Vegron is asking a question. He says, what about if you need to include the portal rows in your search? How do you speed up the quick find searching in the portal rows?
Okay, so we need to. So the problem is, I had this in the pipe. We Richard, you need to find me a time quickly as soon as possible to show the pesos, transfer of font set. I won't be able to do that today.
Well, I mean, I don't. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of. Well, I'm open to suggestions from anyone. We got an hour a day. We're booked pretty solid on stuff.
Can we do another hour
today?
Not today, but whatever,
Yeah, well, okay, all that. Okay, just so people have been asking for like while you've been sitting here, I booked your let session, right? You want to do a
Yeah.
let course? That's booked into like the first end of the first week of June. So that's where we're at right now in dropping things. It's about 3 weeks out right now
Okay.
is where we're booking stuff. So if we
S-
want to do it, we have to have like a bonus training session,
I
and
can
then
do that. Look, I can screencast it, right? And then we can distribute for free. It's up to
you
you.
could do, yeah, if you want to make it a self-contained video, then we could just send it out. Yeah, we do it that way.
Yeah, it's not that complicated, but it's that's a way. Actually, it's the extension of what to prove to you that I wanted to do it. It's I had the transfer of ID, transfer account. This is for the transfer, but unfortunately, I won't have the time to do that today. But anyway, so I want to show you this quick find thinking here. So yesterday we saw that we are filling our kind of our we are when we select something, we are filling like IDs and stuff like that, right? So this is for this part here. So let me write here. This is for this part, hold on. Is for this part. Oh, damn. It's for this part here. Okay, for this part here. This is it. This we use for this here. We are using go to red record. We are using exclusively. We are using what's the name? How I can get okay? How I get out of this? Okay, so we are using the relationship for that. But when you need to combine both, I mean, this section here plus the search, you need also to have the quick find, what I call the quick find calculation. So what is the quick find calculation? Okay, so you need to have, because quick find, the quick find kind of for a script step, that the beauty of quick find is that you have a calc. You are in a calc, which you don't have in the perform find. You don't have calcs in perform find. You need to use a variable. Okay, you can put a calc here. Okay, so that's why I love quick find so much, is because you can straight here you put your calc. So when what the quick find calc here, quick find calc, it's a global, and here the calculation. So I'm using the let statement. So it's a good way for you to start learning the let statement. So here I'm saying, okay, what is my current user? Current user is whatever I put in the filter. Those filters are the filter I'm using for the go to red record. So I'm hijacking what I put in the filter, what the data I put in the filter for the go to red record, and I transfer that into the quick find calculation. That means I say, okay, if the current user equal 1, that means you want all of them. You want all of them. You don't need to search it. You don't need to have quick find to search it. Otherwise, put whatever I have here, whatever you have here, put there. And you do the same for the current department, for the current city, for the current status. And at the end, you say whatever you want here in the search field. So let's demonstrate how it works. Because when you will see it, you will understand. Let's say I want all. This is empty. I want all. So I'm find something. I don't find something. Here, let's say I want to search co-o, for example. Okay, my quick find calc is co-o because that's what I look for. And I say I want all status, all cities, and all department, and all, not mine only, all the users. Okay? If I clear this goes empty. Now, let's say I want a department, bam, I have this. I want a city, bam, I have the city. I want a status, bam, I have the status. And now I want co-o. So and I have nothing. So let's temp. Okay, temp. I have one. So this is what quick find is going to look for. Here, when you touch this, you use go to read records. This use go to related record. Okay, but when you click here and you look for whatever, okay, when you look for whatever here, when you click outside, now you use the quick find. And quick find using whatever is inside this. We learned yesterday or 2 days ago that quick find you can accumulate multiple criteria in the same calculation. You put multiple value with all your criteria. That's you want to search for that ID, which is the department ID. You want to search for that city, for that status, and for that inside the group. So the quick pretty much look what I'm doing here. I'm showing all. I go to the quick find field here. I paste this and I press return. It doesn't find it, yeah, because it doesn't like it because it's inside. But anyway, this is what the quick find, how the quick find works. You can have multiple, what's the name? You can have multiple criteria at once. Things you cannot do with perform find. You cannot do that with perform find because it's pain in the butt to do that. So what I wanted to show here is the combination of both. Not only you use the here you use the perform the go through records, but here when you are in this box, you hijack whatever you have put there to use that into the quick find calculation. So yesterday I demonstrate why I'm putting this and why I'm putting this, right? So I'm not going to come back there. Watch the video we have done yesterday for that. But anyway, this is how you combine both. So if there's any question.
No, that's just they're all absorbing this, getting to the end here. Just go ahead and take it as far as you can. I'm not going to cut you off.
Okay, so it's important to know that FileMaker, and most of the time when you want to have something, it's the combination of multiple building blocks and multiple components of FileMaker. Let me explain. When I heard you, Richard, talking about people not wanting any relationship in their relationship, or they want no calculation whatsoever, everything on scripts, or if you do something like that, you will never go far with FileMaker. Okay, never go far. My suggestion to you is to learn every single component of FileMaker. Here you can see I'm using a lot of component FileMaker. I'm using calculation. Calculation are involved. Why? Because it's where I'm building this one business. Okay, this when I build those fields with one, I'm using a calculation. Then I'm using a relationship, right? Then I'm using a script to do things, right? So we use multiple components together, right? And at the same time, so I have fields involved, calculation involved, relationship involved, script involved, and I have the UI. I have a GUI that supports what I want to do. I want to do a filtering. I'm not using this for filtering. It doesn't work well. I'm using this technique. Why? Because I can attach. I have multiple opportunities to attach action. Let me explain something before we stop. Do you know why FileMaker stays with this managed database dialog here? It's because FileMaker needs action from you. When you rename a field, you need to click change. When you create a field, you need to click create. When you want to validate your changes, you need to click on OK. FileMaker needs a UI that suits that. Okay, so it is very important that you follow the same kind of a design technique here. Each time you do something, you need to make sure that you have the human interaction you need to support your what you want to achieve, right? You cannot have, when you have a lack of action, when you have a lack of opportunity to put an action, then it's when you have issues uh, with triggers, and you have conflicts because your design is not suitable for what you want to do. What I'm saying is every action, every action has its GUI. Every every type of data has its GUI. Just you need to learn and to know when and what to use for the appropriate tasks.
Okay, we do have a question here from David. He wanted to know: quick find calc box is a calc field variable?
No, it's a global calc field. It's a global. Why? Because okay, so just a little aparté for the globals. Globals have two different behavior, depending you are on the server and locally. I'm not going to talk about the local usage of global. I'm going to talk about the usage on the server. What you use global when you want the data, the calc result, or whatever you type to be for you only, for your session. Okay, you don't want another user to see what you have, because maybe you search for this now, but maybe another user is going to search for something else. Okay, so if you don't use global, everybody will use the same data. So that means if you don't use a global and you change something here, everybody will see the change, right? So you use global. Global means you are removing the data from the common core, and you are keeping the data for you only, you on your computer, despite the fact that the file is shared. I don't know if I'm clear here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm playing air traffic control here with other people on the questions and answers and stuff. We've really gone way out on this, Nick. You've done very, very well. People want to make sure they're going to get the sample file. I do have a question, Nick. What are you going to need to do to get the sample file? Because I know that you kind of are always tweaking it and messing with it. So what do you need to do to get it ready for the public?
I'm going to share it on my Dropbox, and I'm going to have a link for the people. So
right, yeah, I have that. You just need to send it to me, and I've already got the link ready.
Yeah,
but I don't know if you want to, because you're always in here breaking stuff, right? So I'm not sure if you broke anything or where we're at.
No, I fixed it. Nothing is broken.
Okay, good. All right,
nothing.
Yeah, just send me the file and we'll post it, because everyone's lined up. They want to play with it. So
yeah, I think when you look, you understand that everything is very easy to understand how it's going. Okay, so nothing is hidden. I don't have hidden stuff. When you click here, you have the button here. It's very easy to understand what's going on. It's very simple. Actually, you know why it works so well is because it's simple. Because I don't know if you know. I don't know if you,
they're saying that you're clear on that. They're getting it, so that's good. It's just a little delay. So David and TK 55678 Stormtrooper is saying you're being clear, so that's great. Yeah, and Elza says
cool.
clear too. So so it's just one of those things. It's the delayed feedback I'd love to fix that. It's just the function of the internet. All right, everyone, I'll let you go. We'll see you tomorrow for the Choline Titanic project.
guys just stepped up the whole way. Calm, cool, collected, the quarterback. Great read, good patience. More importantly, great job up front protecting this quarterback to give you a chance. And that's all you can ask for.
Try to rally down 10. 9:25 to go here in the fourth. Short motion by Amendola from the left. Brady takes the shotgun snap, stands in, throws it left for Amendola, reaches up and snacks a high throw and lands inside.